What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and yeah, let's talk a little bit of Star Wars. Checking out this particular article right here. Lucasfilm president addresses the Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2 following the epic finale. So will there be a season 2? I'm of the opinion that this should be just a limited series. We don't need a season 2. There's no purpose behind the season 2 other than just to kind of keep cashing in on a popular character like Obi-Wan and Vader. I think if you have a good story to tell, that's fine, but I don't think that this particular story that they told this time, I don't know if it was necessary. I don't know if it added anything to the lore of Obi-Wan or if it added anything to the other character, even Darth Vader for that matter. I think it gave us a lot of cool moments, and I haven't given my full opinion of this series. I'll go ahead and do that on Sith is the Way with the fellas Travell and Taylor. Be on the lookout for that. But in terms of this particular series, just my opinion, I don't know if it was necessary to, as far as franchise building, and that's what I think Lucasfilm should be focusing on, building this franchise out beyond the Skywalker saga. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and read through this article, kind of see what Kathleen Kennedy's got to say about this. By the way, folks, if you haven't done so already and you already know what I'm about to ask, go ahead and give me a like down there. I really appreciate that. Helps out the channel a lot, helps this video make its way around YouTube, of course. And then also, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you catch up with all the videos that I'm doing. Let's go ahead and get started here. Kathleen Kennedy is giving her views on where the future lies with Obi-Wan Kenobi in a new interview. So it says here that Obi-Wan Kenobi is being hailed as one of the best Star Wars projects since Disney took over the franchise. That's not saying a lot because there's been a lot of shaky stuff going on since Disney took over the franchise. Nevertheless, it is not surprising that the murmurs about a possible second season have already started rumbling. I am of the opinion that you are going to have these conversations after every new show. If they finish it, hey, is there going to be a season 2? So that in and of itself doesn't surprise me. And it says here, of course, that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen have made it clear that they would love to continue the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader respective stories. Deborah Chow says there are certainly more stories to tell. So now Kathleen Kennedy is going to chime in, and we'll just go ahead and skip down to what she has to say. Well, frankly, we did set out to do that as a limited series, but I think if there's huge engagement and people really want more Obi-Wan, we'll certainly give that consideration because the fans, they speak to us. And if we feel like, okay, there's a real reason to do this, it's answering the why then we'll do it. But we'll see. So I absolutely think that there could be more stories that you could tell with this particular character. I think that there are definitely more opportunities to dig deeper into his particular life on Tatooine. I kind of wanted to see more of that, not just the little stuff where he was kind of chopping up meat and riding his Eopie around and, hassling Owen about giving, Luke a little starship or whatever. I thought there was more that they could have told. Definitely him dealing with external threats to Luke, kind of fending those off, and maybe some criminal underworld elements or something like that are getting too close to more, Owen's family and everything, and he had to step in. I think there's stuff they could have did with that. I also think, of course, there's much more you could do with Vader. I think the a Vader series, I would probably prefer that to an Obi-Wan series myself. And I've already given lots and lots of opinions on that in regards to what they should do, namely, match him up against Samuel L. Jackson and Mace Windu to, kind of finalize that storyline there. I think that it is a slam dunk hit right off the bat. If I had my way, that's what I would be doing right now over at Star Wars. Is this a good time to focus on this Skywalker saga? I think that's the number one question. Or should we now start kicking everything out past the sequel trilogy? I personally feel like in order for this franchise to grow, you did the sequel trilogy, that had its ups and downs, that had its fits and starts. I think either you continue to try to, build that out, maybe with the Luke series, right? People said, hey, do a Force Awakens series with Luke and everything that happened down at that Jedi temple, cast yourself a young Kylo Ren and kind of go through that. or you go past the Rise of Skywalker and you start showing the rebuilding of the Jedi Academy and things of that nature. Or maybe you even go out even further, maybe 200 or 300 years. You know, we know that Taika Waititi is definitely thinking about moving out beyond you know, this entire saga and getting out further and deeper, and I think that's the right place to go. And I would love to see some sort of a companion series to whatever Taika Waititi is doing start to say, hey, you know what, we're going to be launching a series that's going to be kind of a companion to what Taika Waititi is doing. Maybe you do a series maybe as sort of a setup to what Taika's doing, you know, even if it's an animated series or something like that. But there's so much more that they could do with Star Wars than what they're doing, and I think that's the biggest disappointment, is that they're just not doing enough. They're kind of living in the Skywalker saga, and again, this has nothing to do with what Favreau and Filoni are doing. I think those two guys are doing a great job, and I think that their stories really embody the passion of Star Wars fans and what people are looking for out of Star Wars. I don't know if the stories that are being told, especially with these legacy characters, are doing them any justice. And it goes on to say, would a second season of Obi-Wan end up repeating the same story? Yeah, I think it kind of would end up repeating, you know, most of the same story beats. It says here, while it seems that everyone has been left wanting more from Obi-Wan, that doesn't automatically mean that they're going to get it. While it would be easy to churn out another season of the show, would it simply turn out to be nothing more than a series that amounts to nothing more than another face-off between Kenobi and Vader? That's just obviously one of the questions that will be considered by Kennedy and the rest of the team before a new season is put into development. And it just kind of goes on to talk about the different things. Now, there is one character that I saw that might be coming soon to the franchise that could add a little wrinkle to this whole thing. It says here, Cameron Monaghan rumored as a live action series for the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order's Calcustis. So check this out. This particular character does exist during the Skywalker saga. And it mentions that, you know, there's been a new rumor that he's lined up to play Cal in a currently in development Disney Plus series. Now, nothing officially has been announced, but it says here that a former Collider host, Christian Harloff, on his YouTube channel said that there was a show that was based on Kestis' adventures in the works, and Monaghan is signed on to play the fan favorite Force wielder. Harloff stresses this is very much a rumor now, but he definitely seems to trust his source. I wouldn't mind this. This seems like an interesting, again, new characters that are coming in. I'm not familiar with the character as much. I know of the game, of course, but I haven't played it. I'm not a Jedi Fallen Order player, so I haven't played this game. It also mentions here that it could tie into future seasons like Boba Fett and Ahsoka or more. Survivor, which I guess is also the sequel to this, seems to take place around the same time as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that's interesting. If they could introduce this character, kind of like that character that we saw in Obi-Wan, the Jedi that was kind of out, lost, looking for, you know, some help, looking for, you know, some Jedi to kind of step in and give him some assistance. Maybe if they could do something there and tie that into Obi-Wan, that could be interesting. I don't know. But anyway, folks, that'll do it for me. What do you think about an Obi-Wan season 2? Or what should Star Wars be doing with this particular franchise? Or what should Lucasfilm be doing with this particular franchise? Do you think that it's a smart idea to keep doing these, you know, sequels with legacy characters? Do you think it's a smart idea to keep doing these shows, these movies, these series with legacy characters? Or should they say, hey, we're going to start building out new stuff and really stretch this franchise out? But go ahead, drop down in the comments, give me your thoughts and your opinions on that. All right, folks, thanks for watching. See you next time.